Okay. So you've started it?
Uh-huh.
All right. So let's get in here, and then I can rant about PC a little bit.
Okay. Don't have to, but...
You don't want me to rant about how PCs really suck and things are always changing?
I mean, you can if you really want to.
You can't just plug the mic in and have it work. No, everything has to be different.
Mm.
Like, remember the second time you did it? Or was it the third time?
Remember?
Do you remember with the third time we did it?
No.
I think it was the third time. You had recorded here, and then you recorded at Susie's, and then you recorded here again, and it changed it's Charlie groaning outside because he can't be without his mommy.
And he's making sure we're aware of his displeasure.
So it changed the input to your built-in. Even though you had it plugged in, it should automatically change. You plug something in with the USB, and it should automatically detect it and change to that.
I think it would be more acceptable if it was consistent, but it's not. So sometimes you open the program and it detects and says, "Oh, clearly you want to record with the Samsonite or whatever the Samsonite." I'm thinking of Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. Samsonite.
I was way off. So, sometimes it's like, "Oh yeah, obviously you want to record with this," and then I'll go the next time, and it's not even consistent. Like, "Oh, because I shut it down and restarted it, that's why." It's like, "Oh, it's detecting it's the Samsung Meteor mic." Oh no, but this time it's saying...
It's a Windows computer. Yeah. It does whatever it wants to do. And you're just along for the ride.
You are just along for the ride, yeah.
It's
not like a fun ride.
That's why I changed to Mac. Because I don't have time to be futzing around with stupid crap that you have to fix.
Fuck you, Bill Gates.
Yeah, no, not Bill Gates.
Wait, is he the guy?
Bill Gates? Not Bill. Yeah, but I don't know if he invented it, but I don't know if he designed all the.
He's like still involved, right? Like,
well, yeah.
I don't know.
See? I don't know.
Just kidding.
Didn't he sell?
I have no idea. Probably.
Microsoft. Anyway.
Let's get those veins back down in your head and your neck where they belong.
Michaelsoft.
It was good.
I'm not saying it because I'm stupid. It's Bill.
Bill Gates. Steve Brule. Doctor.
Reference. Yeah. From, what's it called?
I don't remember.
The Awesome Show. Great job. Whatever.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, that's what it's called.
Which is not really a great show or a good job. But Steve Brule is the gem, the diamond that came out of that rough.
He's hilarious.
He is hilarious. Let's talk about something that makes us happier or something that's more fun to rant about, like other people. I am super tired. It just hit me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I think it might make it interesting. I don't know. Maybe not.
Okay. You want to talk about how we met or?
Yeah. How we met and started boning. Bonerific. Oh.
We might have family listening to this.
Well, I hope not.
You hope family listening? You're weird.
No, I'm tired. I started hitting the wall for some reason.
Why?
I don't know. I think because I'm PMSing.
You want me to slap you?
Sure. Do it. Oh, once was what was authorized.
I only consented to one.
It's true. And then the second one came in right after. I was like, bap, bap.
Are you awake now?
No, it just, my cheek stings a little. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Oh, harder. Oh, now my turn.
No, I don't consent.
You're awake? Wait, is that the word? Yeah. Whoa. I don't know what's going on.
Are you okay?
I don't know. Anyway.
Maybe those slaps were one too many.
It was too many. You kind of jostled my consciousness to the other side, to the other extreme. That doesn't make any sense.
You're weird. If you wet willy me, I will wet willy you.
Whoa, now there's a threat. I was waiting for you to one up it.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give you a really gross, juicy one.
Like with some food on it from
like
your teeth?
Like maybe a nose wet willy. Yeah.
You wouldn't. That's horrifying. I didn't know that was an option.
It is now.
My hands are really like they're oozing like the salt from the breakfast.
Are you okay? Are
I'm
you
just
gonna
saying,
be okay?
I think it's a thing that happens when I PMS is like my body.
You ooze?
Yes, in more ways than one.
Then fun.
What?
In more ways than one. Fun.
You're the weirdest guy in this room. Taking your pants off? Ooh.
Loosening my belt.
Things are getting interesting.
Okay, remember we're recording, you weirdo.
I know. Anyway, so yeah, we were going to talk about how we met. And sorry. How did we meet, Brandon?
Did we meet? Well, I think we met first at our friend's house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Your sister's house.
Mm-hmm. My sister's house. And are we able to talk about?
Yeah,
so your best friend and my sister were together.
I was just trying to keep names out of it.
I didn't say a name. Oh, so should I make... Okay, I'll cut that part.
I don't know if I would call him my best friend either. I don't know if I have a best friend.
Well, at the time,
just
you guys
close
were like...
friends.
All right, close friends. So
let's
back it up a little.
So I don't have a best friend. I feel like that's a bit...
Oh, you're my best friend,
presumptuous.
But really just a pretty good friend, not best friend.
But I don't want, I wouldn't want to belittle that friendship.
It's too late.
I'm just saying I don't have a best friend.
You went out of your way.
Shush. I don't have a best friend. I have close friends.
I'm your best friend, you bitch. And Charlie's my best friend.
Somebody help me.
I'm just kidding. You're my best friend. Charlie's my second best friend.
Oh.
Okay, am I not your best friend?
You're my best friend.
Okay.
You're a close friend. I'm just kidding.
That was a narrow escape for you, buddy. So we met at a friend. Now it's been established. We met at a friend's house.
100 years later. Let's continue the story.
But I was with my partner at the time. And I just, I definitely wasn't someone who had a wandering eye. I just always remembered you being nice, including nice to my crazy ass dog who was like barking at you and like shoving his butt in your face. And you like scratched his butt obligingly. And I thought, oh, that's nice. Mm-hmm. And you guys were like going to go off on a motorcycle ride. And so that was about all of the interaction we had.
Yeah, my close friend and I, not the dog and I.
Yeah, that would be weird. Just met you. Can you take my dog on a motorcycle ride?
Uh-huh. He's got his own.
That's not legal. So, yeah. Then, I guess a few years later or a couple of years later, I don't know. Mm-hmm. I was going through a split and starting divorce proceedings. And my sister would talk about this guy just, oh, so-and-so came over. I don't know, so-and-so. I can say your name. Brandon came over and he said this thing, or Brandon's learning Japanese, and oh, Brandon's a tattoo artist. And I was like, it had been a while, and I was, the relationship had been slowly...
It had deteriorated and you weren't living together anymore. Yeah. And like, that's pretty much when it's over.
Yeah. But partly, I guess what the point I was getting to is that I was kind of like starved for love, and like we had become more of like roommates, my ex and I. And, there hadn't been kind of, I think, romance for a while.
But you weren't even living together at that time, were you?
No, but even when we were, it was just like...
You were acquaintances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of definitely was like up for dating, or I wasn't really excited about dating and going through that process because I've never been good at that. I've never just really been into that.
It's all kind of fake.
The single scene and
the whole like, oh, don't call them immediately after you hang out. It seems desperate or whatever.
All the rules.
You can't be
all the
yourself.
Rules in the games. Yeah.
That's sort of like you can't be yourself type.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get that. I don't like it.
So either. I finally like got to the point where I think Katie and I were like eating out somewhere, and I was like, what about this Brandon guy? Like, he's like your age, which I knew was quite a bit younger than me. Like, they'd been to high school together, and And she was like, I actually kind of wondered if that could work, but I wasn't sure. And so then we had always talked about my mom, sister, and I getting tattoos. And I always had an idea that I wanted like a dolphin or an orca or a shark, some kind of marine.
Because you wanted to be a marine biologist.
I did when I was younger, but I also just like marine mammals. And orcas, really, I've like dreamt about them since I was a kid, since I saw them at SeaWorld and was just like obsessed with them. And they've just been very in my dreams as like metaphors for something. I don't even know. And I was like, you know what? I think I want to get an orca on my wrist. And I'm kind of interested in this guy, but also I've been talking about this tattoo for a long time. So this might be a good opportunity
to do both.
So we messaged and set it up, and then I went and saw you, and you did the drawing, and then
I did a couple drawings for you.
Oh yeah, you did some drawings ahead of time. And I was like, oh, I really like that. Like, that's not how I had pictured it, but that's better than how I pictured it, because you were able to kind of show some movement, like it represented like movement of the orca for a relatively small, simple kind of illustration. And then I went and you were so nice, like kind of formal, because you're kind of reserved when you don't know people.
Well, and it's business.
It's business. It is business. But I'm definitely like immediately trying to get chummy, or I'm trying to like make jokes to get comfortable. And you were very professional, and you were very respectful. And I was just like, I think the whole time I was there getting that tattoo, I was just trying to like push your buttons a little bit to kind of make you crack. Like,
I could feel it a little bit. Yeah, I remember.
This girl's pushy. Because I just like wanted to make you laugh. Because that's like a thing I get off on anyways, making people laugh. But I was like, he's so professional, and you got kind of annoyed or just concerned because I touched like the biohazard bin. And I thought the sticker was just like a joke for some reason.
That was always a thing, though. That was always
people
a thing.
Touching it.
I had to tell people, don't touch the trash can.
So just like the first thing I do is just send you over the edge with that. And I was like, I thought you were joking. You're like, no, wash your hands, seriously.
But that wasn't like,
shit, this is off to a good start.
No,
because I
hope you weren't worried about that.
No, I was more like, oh, I'm an idiot. But anyway, I gotta do my nose for a second here. But yeah, the whole time I just remember like you're facing me, leaning over me, doing this stuff, and I'm just like making little jokes, making little cracks, and then you just would do this face like. But you were very sweet. And then
and I would barbicide the bins. Sorry, I just was thinking about that.
Oh my goodness.
I would barbicide bins. So they were fine to touch probably. I just was paranoid about it. I didn't want people spreading stuff around.
Brandon, no, this is me leaning into the mic to confide in the listeners that Brandon has a little bit of
I'm careful. I'm safe.
Let me talk. Let me tell them about your slight fixation slash obsession with bloodborne pathogens and contaminants and things. And
even
let me finish.
Okay.
So obviously it was made worse by working in a tattoo shop with needles and blood. So that was especially a trigger for him, even though it was professional and the right thing to do. So I figured that out immediately, that you weren't just like cranky or like overall paranoid and, a stickler. So but it was just kind of funny, like me, not necessarily trying to be smooth, but just kind of, I don't know. I was like, oh, I just got yelled at. Just got scolded.
Funny. I didn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking, because it was such a common thing, just like having to tell clients.
Were you going to say idiots? And then you had to change.
No, having to tell clients like, don't touch that. Stop
why
it.
do people always want to touch it? Like, why?
I don't know. Or like,
I mean, it is right next to the
like
chair.
Touch their tattoo. They're just, I don't know. They're just unaware of like,
I mean, I wasn't doing that. I listened to your instructions.
No, you were good.
Okay.
I mean, most people are good, and I understand and I sympathize. I wasn't like ever mad unless I had told somebody more than once about the same thing. Then I get irritated. But it's like, be careful. Don't touch that. That's really it. Because it's not just for your safety, it's just for everybody's safety. Because you don't want to touch something that is bloody with anybody's blood and then touch the door handle or touch anything.
Touch your mouth.
Yeah, you can't be doing that.
Okay. I feel like this conversation is triggering you a little bit. But anyway.
No, I'm just thinking.
Okay. So, then I was like, me and my sister, we were like getting ready to pay. And I didn't understand that like you had to work, like your normal working hours were till like 8 o'clock. So we were like, oh, we're going to go catch a bite. I was like, oh, we're going to go catch a bite. Like, do you want to join us? Or Katie might have asked. I don't know. And you were like, no, thank you. And I was like, oh, damn, that sucks. But I didn't realize because you actually had to work. I was like, oh, it's, it's business hours. Like they're closing soon, maybe. But later, I learned that your hours were like noon to 8. And like you said, beyond in kind of the on season.
As long as they wanted me there. Mm-hmm. I mean, sometimes they would just be hanging out and I would feel obligated to stay. Mm-hmm. Fun stuff. Yeah, anyway. I don't remember that. I don't remember you asking me to go have a bite or have a beer. I don't remember it. I think I was probably just stressed. I was stressed all the time there.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Well, we don't have to dwell on this, but basically I just was like, okay, like he's super cute, super sweet, did a great job on my tattoo. And like it'd be cool to try to hang out more, but so I was kind of messaging you aggressively or just persistently, but you were responding and you were sweet and you were funny. And so I felt like we just had some fun back and forths. Mm-hmm. And then I was like slowly like, or maybe not that slowly, like, hey, do you want to hang out? And you were like, oh, I got language exchange. Oh, I feel like we talked about this.
All this stuff. I had all kinds of stuff.
So much stuff.
Stuff going on.
But eventually we hung out and then you seemed interested. Like you were very respectful, very different than, not to just blanket blast, a lot of other dudes, but very different from a lot of other dudes, like not making dick jokes or sex jokes or trying to get with me.
Well, I wasn't looking for...
It came looking for you.
Any, I had all this stuff going on. And then we started hanging out, and I was just thinking, initially that it was just like a friend thing.
You didn't see my ulterior motive.
And then, I started to like you more and more.
And I was definitely in your face, so I was definitely capitalizing on that. Like, oh, you like me a little bit? Like, let me just make sure you remember me. And like, I don't know. Just wanted to be... But it was just nice. It was just easy, nice time together.
With you.
Yeah. Like or like having breakfast. And
yeah. When we first started hanging out, like outside the tattoo shop and, going for walks and hanging out at the breakfast place. That was nice. That was really nice.
It was nice. Yeah. I remember those times fondly, even though you lived in that little space up above. And it was like definitely, for a young, poor bachelor. Like, I remember that time. And there were ants, but we've dealt with that in a lot of places we lived in. And all you had was like a microwave, and a heating thing.
Skillet.
But it was like living simply and like young people newly in love. It was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice.
A fun time.
It was.
Going out for croissants in the morning and coffee and walking truck and yeah. So it came with its stresses, but yeah, we got along. I think we're very like-minded in terms of how to live our lives and try to be reasonable and just, the importance of communicating and having a nice not open relationship, but, open
communication wise, not open. Yeah.
So yeah. What are your perspectives on that whole, I know you said, because usually it just feels like usually, if the dude is interested or not. And if he is, he's the one who's more aggressive. So it felt a bit weird, but also kind of liberating to be the one taking all the initiative.
I wanted to, get to know you and be interested. I wasn't interested in like a one night stand or, you know. So I don't know. We got to know each other, and I started to really like you, and
well, how could you not?
That's it.
You're like, you make it so hard to keep liking you, but somehow, yeah.
And the rest is history, as they say.
Yeah, good one. Good cliche.
Thanks.
So, any other spin-offs of that, show? The Sarah and Brandon show? Any spin-off?
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know, spin-off stories? Things that... Oh, cool.
Sorry.
Cool.
Oh. I don't know what you mean by that.
I don't either. I just hoped you would take the torch, take the baton, and run with it, buddy boyo. But do you have any, like, perspectives from that time? Like, what was the moment, if you remember, where you were like, oh, like friend zone into like, huh.
I really liked your sense of humor and that you are smart. So I like that a lot. And also you're super cute.
Oh, thanks. But there wasn't like a moment or like a date where, I mean, there weren't many. It did move pretty fast.
It was just getting to know you and like,
I feel like you're playing it safe here.
No, it was just the whole thing. It was
that moment when you bent over and I saw your butt and I liked it. It wasn't like that.
It was the whole process of the thing.
Okay.
You're
very sweet and reasonable and like not like a lot of people.
Well,
I guess I was like the dude in this case. I was like, how do I get that guy naked?
Wow. Family might listen to this.
They all understand.
So
they know about the birds and the bees.
They don't want to hear about it, though, probably. I don't... What? No. Shush. Shush.
Shut your damn mouth.
Shush. But I had my plans for, studying. I was doing a whole bunch of language exchange. And I was wanting to eventually work at or figure out a way to have a shop in Japan, tattoo shop. So I was going to work through my apprenticeship, get through it. So I had this plan, and that's why it just wasn't, I had no focus anywhere else in life, really.
That's cool. That's fair.
So that's that.
I was definitely on the prowl, so.
On the prowl.
I mean, I wasn't like just looking to be with anyone. I definitely wanted like, here's what didn't work out for me last time. Here's what I want. And here's somebody who looks like he might fit the bill, so to speak. As much as that sounds like, I don't know, not right. But
not right.
you were very respectful, and as much as it was a little bit frustrating that you were so reserved and courteous and kind of formal, it was refreshing.
Well, also, I mean, I was kind of worn down by my job. So I didn't really have any excess energy or happiness while I was at the shop. I was just kind of like going through the motions.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. That was my wrist. Whoa.
I'm not trying to get your pity.
Well, you have it.
I don't need your
Well, you
pity.
have it, sir.
I don't want
just in that moment. I mean, I'm glad that we moved on from that and that you left and it just wasn't the right place or thing for you to be doing.
Snuck out in the middle of the night. Changed address. Remember?
No.
We moved.
Oh, yeah.
I think we moved in.
Oh, yeah. That was like that.
That was like one night. I think.
I didn't know if you'd want to talk about that.
I'm okay to talk about it. So like some stuff went down. I was already unhappy at the job. And then my boss said something kind of effed up. And I think that was a little bit like the nail in the coffin. Yeah, she said something really rude to me.
About our relationship or, what we do in our spare time.
I could say it, like, do you do anything besides go home and fuck your girlfriend? Something like that.
Yeah. A boss.
A boss said that, and I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, what? You know, I've been loyal to you, and you're talking to me like that. So, we pretty much just, like, ditched. I left the property that I was staying at in Healdsburg. I continued to pay rent, even though I wasn't living there anymore.
Yeah, well, you had a lease to see through.
And she knew where I lived. And I didn't want her coming around harassing me or whatever crazy thing. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think we've gotten pretty serious. And it got kind of heavy because maybe it put us back into that mindset in that time because it was kind of stressful. So maybe we should talk about something a little lighthearted. I saw that word and it looked like Doritos, and I really want some Doritos right now. Then that looks like Fritos. I'm hungry for some reason.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I know you don't like these hard transitions, but 80s and 90s nostalgia. There's a nice light topic.
Yes, it is. I just think we could work on your transitioning skills.
Okay, well, tell me how you would transition to it.
It's too late. Or just like, one thing we were talking about earlier is...
Why are you laughing?
I don't know. I don't know. 80s and 90s nostalgia.
One thing we were talking about earlier, 80s and 90s nostalgia. So when I was younger, after school, I would come home and
I'm sorry.
Put on channel 22 or channel 9, KQED, and watch some Bobby Ross.
Bobby Ross?
Yeah, and I would lay in the sun.
Why are you pointing at that?
I don't know.
Those are your notes? Your prompts?
Pointing to my notes.
None of those say, okay, right there says Bob Ross.
And the window would be, the blinds would be open, the sun would be streaming in, I'd be laying on my stomach with a blanket on, just watching some Bob Ross, and I would fall asleep.
I'd like to do that right now, actually.
And it was before I knew about ASMR. It was before I knew it was a thing. So I'd be super relaxed. I always liked watching people draw. Like a fetish sort of thing, I guess you could say. But...
And you were saying what that is in Japanese, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, it's sound fetish in Japanese.
Fetish. Okay.
is what it literally
what
is.
Now?
Otofechi?
Otofechi?
Yeah.
But not like a hard F, like fechi? Otofechi?
They don't say a hard F. No, I'm... never mind.
That's how it's... Excuse me.
But yeah, it's a sound fetish.
That's cool. Yeah,
so,
that sounds really nice. Falling asleep in the sun sounds really nice.
Yeah, you like falling asleep in the sun. You really like those smooth transitions, don't you? You don't just cut to them. You like to try to get out of there.
Ow. Ow! I didn't do anything to deserve that.
Yeah, you did.
Oh. I forgot.
How? What?
How? What? How?
So you like falling asleep in the sun? Like in a nice hammock?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Nice
or like
hammock.
when we lived in Katati on our little patio, and we had
was
that
so nice.
umbrella, and we had our kind of loungy chairs.
And the big hibiscus plant right
and
there.
And just the trees. Before they started cutting those trees down, and all the little birdies in the trees, and just, yeah, that was nice. I would go out there and like try to write or just read. And just eventually you'd come out and I'd just be snoozing.
Have
with
the
chair
sun
bag.
umbrella up. If it gets a little too hot, you can lay partially under the umbrella and have a beer, fall asleep in the sun.
That sounds really nice.
So freaking nice.
That's my vibe today is like, I have that kind of
That's
sleepy...
my vibe every day.
Oh. Well, I usually have a lot of anxiety, but today I feel...
I'm sorry.
I'll just mean probably partly because of caffeine and stuff, but just also stress from work or just whatever. But today I feel very that kind of energy, like kind of sleepy.
You want to chill?
Yeah,
nice.
exactly. But I've always liked falling asleep in front of warm things. I think it started when I was a kid, maybe. Like I always kind of run kind of cold. My mom says that too, like that we're like cold-blooded or something. So when I was young and she would have to get me ready for school, I feel like I was a toddler, maybe like 4 or 5, I don't know. And so to make getting undressed and dressed more less unpleasant, she would like plop me in front of the heater. It was like a wall kind of heater thing. And I would just lay there, and she would like put my clothes on and put my pants on and my socks and all that stuff, like so I could be in front of the heater.
That's so funny.
And I just remember that.
Sweet.
I just remember that, and I think that's partly why I just like being in warm. Like it got me accustomed to.
That makes me think of like putting clothes on that have just come out of the dryer. That's nice.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because it'd be like dark, or at least I think it would be kind of dark because we'd be getting up early, and that definitely made it less unpleasant. But then having to leave that warmth was like, oh. So I definitely like when we have the fire going or a heater going, I want to find like the vent or the wall heater and like stand in front of it. And it used to drive my ex crazy because I would lay, especially when we got new carpet in our old house, because we can't really block it. I mean, it's quite tall, but I would lay down like with a pillow, and sometimes like the dogs would come lay with me, and I would just like fall asleep in front of the heater, and then he couldn't get me to move because I'd be like, please don't make me move. I'm so tired. But you know how I get like when I hit the wall and I fall asleep on the couch and it's like the fire's going, and like I just don't want to get up. It's really, and I get that from my mom too.
Why do you need to move? Were you in the way or something? Well,
no, but I think because eventually the heater will go off and then you'll wake up in the middle of the night and be cold and scared. I don't know. Well,
I'm scared. Where am I? It's cold and I'm scared.
How did we get on this topic?
I don't know.
Warmth. ASMR. Yeah.
Yeah.
My ASMR is head scratchy sound when someone's rubbing my head, and that kind of raspy. Oh gosh. Oh, here we go. And I think because
I'm doing it, by the way.
Yeah. Because I associate it with actually getting your head rubbed, which is a lovely feeling. And the sound is like, why'd you stop? That's my ASMR. So when I listen to like ASMR people, is your back hurting you?
No, my stomach is.
Oh, you want to wrap it up?
No.
Oh. Anyway, that's my noise that I like. Ate a lot
of food.
Did you?
Go ahead.
That's my noise that I love. Lovely.
Nice. It's a good noise.
Or like the girl who does the foam on the plastic on the microphone when she sprays like the hair foam or something. Oh yeah,
that's nice.
Like I really like ASMR Magic. I think she's my favorite still. I haven't watched her lately, but
I think ASMR videos are really good for therapeutic. You know, there's all kinds of stuff out there that you can.
What does it stand for? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
But is it like an actual condition?
ASMR. I think some people don't react to it, or they react to certain things negatively. But some people react really well to it, and it like calms them down. It lowers their anxiety by a lot. Like that client that I was working for that lives in England, he was telling me about like his life stresses a little bit. And I told him, check out some ASMR.
Oh, that's cool.
And he was like, oh my gosh, what is this? He's like, I love it.
It is a world that is, if you haven't discovered it yet, it's like, and I was trying to describe it, to someone at work whose daughters listen or watch stuff. And she said they kept using the word satisfying. Is that what I said? She's like, it's so satisfying. It's just so satisfying. She's like, you need to stop using that word, because they were like,
it's so satisfying.
You know, they were like watching somebody paint or pop bubble wrap or something.
This is satisfying.
This is so satisfying. How did you find this? This is so satisfying. It was so funny. But I was like, maybe that's ASMR. Like, you should look it up, because there's a lot of videos on YouTube, and you know, there's a whole world out there.
But it's
that
still
I didn't
kind
know
of
about.
Taboo, because there's like, you know, people think it's weird upon first coming across it.
And I feel like there are some people who kind of capitalize on like being attractive, and like you'll see attractive ladies with big cleavage, and you're like, this isn't ASMR, this is soft porn.
If you YouTube, you know, if you look through YouTube on ASMR and just scroll down, the icons, like half of them are just girls with their boobs out. Yeah, it's like, okay, come on now.
Yeah, well, even like the ASMR Magic girl, I think like, I feel like she has a nice face. She has nails.
Does her makeup really well.
Yeah, she does her makeup really well. And I think like, well, obviously if you're having to look at someone's face, you want them to look nice. So I don't think that she's like capitalizing on that as much, but obviously you're going to capitalize on being physically attractive.
Yeah.
In those kind of videos.
I think
but there was one lady who just had like low, big cleavage. And I was like, because I was sending it to a friend at work who was like, what is this? And I was like, okay, well, here's a few examples. This is like a real one. This is like a one for dudes, you know? And here's the Grinch eating an onion, you know, like that.
The Grinch eating an onion.
Did I show you that one? Where he was doing like, it was like, he looked a lot like him, so he must have just got like the right mask or makeup to look like the Jim Carrey Grinch. And he was like eating like an onion. But it was a lot slower. It was like, you know.
That's horrible.
It was so funny though.
Some people would really hate that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think a lot of people actually would really hate that. But
and then I think at the end he like yells or something like to ruin the...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, then that's a fake one.
Right.
That's a joke one.
Right. But it was like a joke one. Like... It was gross. Ugh.
I like the brushing ones, like brushing the camera or brushing the mic.
Earphone, microphone.
Those are nice.
Or like the ones where they're doing like fake paleontology digs or something. Those are cool. Just because also I was like, that's a thing, you know. That you can have this little kit that's like a fake, you know, digging up dinosaur bones, and that was cool. Or like I think you looked up some where people were doing the Zen gardens. Yeah,
those are nice too. Little sand sounds and the kinetic sand cutting kinetic
cool.
sand with a knife because it like holds its form a little bit, but then it
or like the ones where they're scraping that ice cream off of like cookie sheets or something, and it like rolls. That kind of stuff I do really like. Yeah. So you can like see like the most satisfying video, and they're like compilations. That's pretty cool too.
And there are a lot of like. I think there are a lot of doctor ones as well. Like
fake doctor ones, but not like weird like let's play doctor.
No. Yeah. I mean there probably are those, but like, you know, I'm going to do cranial nerve exam and like, you know, checking your eyes with a flashlight cuz I used to get relaxed when just getting a typical, you know, checkup.
Really?
Yeah, like a doctor would just do.
That's kind of crazy.
Normal checkup stuff.
Because you have like white coat syndrome or whatever.
I think it's from all of my like knowing and history about doctors and medical staff and just seeing things that people have done. You know.
Huh. That's crazy that you would feel
and
like
also,
that.
I've gone in for, you know, things that I was nervous about. It's not just
lately,
like a typical
in the last
checkup.
few years, for sure, you've had a lot more issues and like kind of invasive, not procedures, but exams.
Yeah, going in for things that you're stressed about. That's not fun. But
or having a sty and having a tongue depressor shoved up under your eyelid. Or
my goodness, that was horrible. Yeah, doctor.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, having a doctor stick a freaking wood tongue depressor into my eyelid to open my eye. Oh, just let me hold it. Just let me hold my own eyelid.
You medieval guy, you
don't stick wood into an eye orifice.
Listen to you, Dr. McDonald.
Oh my gosh.
What do you know?
So yeah, I have white coat syndrome. It was on my paperwork. So I'm afraid of doctors. I wonder why.
Yeah. They're like, just relax. Why do you have high blood pressure? It's only because I'm here to see you quacks.
Because you're going to jam a stick into my eye.
Oh, man.
It's like that Brian Regan. You're about to feel some pressure. The definition of pain involves pressure, I think. Something like that is what he says. He's
the definition of pressure involves pain?
Maybe? Something like that.
Okay.
But he's like, so you're about to feel some pressure here. He could be swinging a 2x4 at your head. You're about to feel some pressure here in a minute.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So.
Good stuff.
Yeah, just being poked and prodded in my giblets. That's not fun.
It's just weird that, like, as a younger person or a kid, you would have thought that was relaxing.
In normal checkups, yeah. I think
interesting.
It was
because they never have guessed.
Because they always talk soft and they're always like, you know.
Yeah.
very
pediatricians.
methodical and calm. And it's like, I like this.
Mm-hmm. And then like you get a lollipop, or in those days,
I didn't really care much about that, but yeah.
Really?
I mean, I took it.
I took it. I ate it.
I'm not a crazy person.
I would have taken more.
I used to get lollipops from the dump, too.
What?
Not from out of the dump. The dump person would give me a lollipop. You don't remember that? Did you ever go to the dump?
Nope. Are you sure that wasn't a pedophile?
No, it was a person behind the freaking
Did he have a white
desk.
van? Like, hey kid.
No.
You want another one of these?
Do I need to respond? Repeat what I just said?
You do.
It was a person behind the desk.
Okay.
And
they could have driven a white van to work.
Well, maybe they did. But they gave us,
Probably.
They gave Nick and I lollipops when we would go. And I'd be like, yes, I love the dump lollipops.
The dump.
I don't know why I loved the dump lollipops. They were so good.
I wonder what kind they were.
I don't know.
Because if they're like Chupa Chups or whatever, that's the cheapest, crappiest lollipop, and there's nothing in there. It's tiny, and there's no good stuff in the middle.
Sucka sucks. I mean, that's what it is, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. No, not that.
No, I'm saying
Chupa Chups.
But that's the word. Chup is suck.
Yeah.
Goat sucker. Right. Cabra. Chupacabra.
All right.
I'm breaking it down because I don't know Spanish like you do. You shit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I feel like you say that during every one of these sessions.
I wonder why.
Oh, you have anger problems? We've talked about that.
You're just...
digging a deeper, holy grave?
No, you're just...
Gravy hole? Oh, gravy.
You're just proving my
really
point.
Good. I want to go to Willy Bird's and get some gravy slathered.
Aren't they going to close
shit?
Soon?
I don't know.
You want to get some gravy slathered shit?
I do. Gravy slathered anything is delicious. And super good for you.
I'm not
just kidding, kids.
Fan.
Don't eat shit.
Or gravy. It's bad for you.
What? Shut your mouth.
What even is gravy? Like meat product made into juice?
Meat and lardy stuff.
Wow, that sounds healthy.
It is. It's very fortifying.
Healthy for your soul.
Mm-hmm. How did we get on this topic? The dump. Yeah, I never got dump lollipops. Let me tell you about the dump.
Yeah, the dump lollipops. Earlier. They were like semi-opaque, and they were large and flat, sort of like an all-day sucker. You know,
I actually don't know what that is.
An all-day sucker?
Is that?
I don't know. That
sounds
if that's
like
what
something that someone has called me before. Just walking around being an all-day sucker.
It's like the big lollipops that are all multicolored and they're flat.
That's like an all-week sucker.
They look like a pancake on a stick.
Interesting.
But colorful.
Interesting.
So the ones I would get were big flat, a single color, and they were really good.
Interesting. Really good.
They're really good.
I actually used to get lollipops from my doctor. Yeah. And they were, shut up, in Cloverdale. I had a doctor in Cloverdale, and they were like really small, but kind of thick.
Dum-dums?
Such a small, no, aren't Dum-Dums like Chupa Chups?
Dum-Dums are like Chupa Chups. They're like this.
They were like, they were round around the outside, but they were like flat on either side. And they were really small, but they were kind of nice and thick and red. And they were so good for some reason. And I think because I liked the texture, because the texture was super smooth on both of the flat sides, you know, like that smooth texture. It's like when I used to obsessively run my tongue over a couple of my molars, because it's super smooth, like obsessively run my tongue over my molars because of how smooth and like kind of rounded. It was like that, satisfying, like so
maybe
smooth.
Some weird OCD.
Oh yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No, seriously.
Oh.
Yeah. So how do you feel about yourself now?
Bad.
Mission accomplished. Did you ever get lollipops from the dentist?
Your mission? From the dentist? No, the dentist
that used to
never.
Be a thing, like years ago, I think.
The dentist never gave me candy. The dentist gave you candy?
No, but I know that was a thing.
The doctor gave me candy.
The dentist might have given candy like years ago.
Contradictory to what they should do.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's all. Maybe years ago, and then they were learning pretty quickly. This is not the message we want to send. So that's funny that you would get dump lollipops. You don't know where they got those.
Dump lollipops, dump lollipops.
Here I go, choking on my spit again. Because you got me all salivating over Dump Lollipops.
Dump Lollipops. My favorite.
What flavor is it? Toxic waste. Chocolate covered. I don't know. Everything sounds good right now. Chocolate covered raisins sound good, and I don't even like don't try to pass off raisins as a candy, but it sounds amazing right now.
I used to love chocolate covered raisins.
Well, you like some weird stuff.
What?
You like what are those little like purple and white? Like they got the black licorice inside.
They're not goobers, are they? No, those are yogurt covered raisins or something.
No, the ones that have like the black licorice, the little short kind of pill looking things.
Mike and Ike's? No,
but you like
they're licorice with
real licorice,
purple and white coating on them. Yeah, I like those. Good and plenty. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I like licorice though. I used to not like it, but I think I like it.
But you also like Turkish Delight. Like some Turkish Delight, and I just don't like any of that gooby stuff.
Some. I don't like the ones that are too jellified. I like a more solid Turkish Delight. Yeah, the super jelly ones are just gross. Like, just open up a freaking little packet of, what's that jelly jam that was at the diner?
Like Smuckers?
Smuckers. Open up a little packet of Smuckers and just eat it. And you're totally having a gross Turkish Delight.
Strawberry flavored, I'm totally down with that.
That's gross.
I love the shape it takes. It's kind of like why I like canned cranberry sauce.
Do you like Jell-O?
No.
I like Jell-O.
No.
I haven't had it in a long time though.
That's
nostalgic.
I'll eat it if there's nothing else and I really have a sweet tooth, but I really it's just I'm eating it and I'm like, this is not what I should be eating. This is disappointing.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You know,
kind of like how I feel about fruity popsicles.
You should really try to enjoy eating stuff.
I do. Good stuff.
Oh, okay.
I don't enjoy Jell-O. I don't enjoy popsicles unless they're those melon popsicles.
Oh yeah, those.
What are they called? I always want to call them honeydew, but they're not. They're
muskmelon.
Musk.
But it's basically honeydew.
I was explaining to someone at work about the hard candies that are musk. Those are so good. And I kind of wanted to grab some at the thing, but I'm supposedly dieting, so.
Those freaking popsicles are so good. You can get them at the Asia Mart. I think you might be able to get them at, I think just the Santa Rosa Asia Mart has them, but I think they're actually a Mexican style popsicle. I guess in Mexican culture and in Japanese culture, they like creams and fruits. So like honeydew melon or muskmelon with milkiness is like a thing in both Japanese and Mexican cultures, and it's fucking delicious.
It's like those orange cream popsicles.
Yeah, but somehow
which
better.
Are really good. Those are the only thing I kind of liked, but I think because the orange wasn't quite so fruity. Like I don't like just fruity popsicles. Like you're just tricking me.
And it has it has kind of a fake-ish taste to it. Whereas the muskmelon is like, this tastes like real melon.
Yeah. It reminds me when you say Mexican candies, of the like spicy mango.
Oh yeah, I like
those
that
are good.
Spicy dried mango.
Yeah. So good. Like
so bad
pepper
for you,
or something.
Though, I think.
Yeah.
Sugar and like mouth ripping open spices.
But really good. Like my mouth started watering. About that? Thinking about that?
I should pick some stuff up. I'm kind
of supposed to be dieting though.
Oh, okay.
Supposed to be. Like someone else has imposed it on me. It was just me.
Well, I mean, I could just pick up popsicles or...
No, you pick it up and you eat it in the car before you come in.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
The whole box?
I'm just kidding. I mean, if you want to, but yeah.
Those popsicles are so good though. Oh my gosh. Good. Summertime, when this summer rolls around, go pick up some...
Muskmelon hard candies.
Muskmelon, no, popsicles.
Oh, sorry.
Some muskmelon.
I see. I'm clearly thinking of the hard candies.
I'm not a fan of hard candies anymore.
You don't like those muskmelon candies?
I think I liked hard candies when I was little, but now
you've grown out of that?
No, now I just feel that they're destroying my teeth as I eat them.
That's
like Jolly Ranchers and stuff like that.
Or Jolly Ranchers.
What did I say?
Jolly Ranchers? They're Jolly Ranchers.
Are they?
Yeah.
I say Jolly Ranchers.
I think there's a few things like that where I'm like, why are you saying it like that?
Like whitey tighties?
Yeah. Well, also, you totally said it the wrong way around. It's tidy whiteys. Tidy.
That's what I'm... No, I was pointing out that we have a different view on them.
I just thought we were saying the emphasis in the wrong place, but you completely said it. I didn't realize that you were saying it as an example of saying the words
of things
backwards.
We say differently?
Yeah. Like wacky waving, arm flailing, inflatable tube man. It's actually wacky waving, inflatable, arm flailing tube man.
I think that's how it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On the Family Guy.
Family Guy said so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't know you say it. I didn't know you said Jolly Ranchers.
Mm-hmm. Not just me. Like, that's the way you're supposed to say it.
I don't know if that's true, though. Jolly Ranchers. How do you say it, folks out there?
I don't want to hear from you if you say it the wrong way. So just chime in if you say it the right way.
The wrong way being...
Otherwise, I'll delete your comments.
Jolly Ranchers.
Is that even a thing you can do on YouTube or any... I guess...
I think so, yeah.
Yes. Okay, cool.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. There also... There was a... Mexican type of store that was in Healdsburg that I would go to by, I don't remember what it was called, that health food place.
Was it kind
Shelton's? It was by Shelton's.
Yeah, okay.
Which Shelton's makes tasty sandwiches.
I liked their stuff.
But that Mexican place had ice cream bars that would have like chunks of fruit in them.
That ruins it. Gosh. That immediately ruins it for me.
But
don't put fruit in my ice cream, son. I'm sorry. I was very passionate about.
I was excited.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And you just stomped my excitement out like a bug on the floor.
Oh.
Why do you guys...
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Tell your
And then
story.
you're just touching me.
Tell your excitement. I'm trying to make up for it.
You're touching me while you're interrupting me and squashing my excitement.
Giblets? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm done.
No! Ice cream with chunks. Tell me, it sounds delicious. Give me that. Give me, that's my notepad. You give it to me. Ice cream with chunks in it.
Yeah, as ice cream with fruit chunks.
What kind of fruit? Tell me more.
I think there was like kiwi one. Just making a cringe face at me.
I was trying to make a nice, like.
Well, you really weren't holding back. Oh no.
Because kiwi. I don't know.
I don't like that. Have you ever had golden?
Maybe strawberry.
Sorry. Have you ever had golden kiwis?
I don't know. Did you bring any home?
No, I haven't gotten any yet. But I think maybe you should wait until summertime or spring.
Okay. I will.
But they are very good. They're sweet.
Very good.
Because green kiwis are kind of almost too acidic. And the golden ones are really nice and sweet, like a fruit is supposed to taste.
But I kind of like the acidity of the kiwi.
Sometimes they're a bit much, though. Like if you get one that's slightly unripe, it's like, oh my gosh, is this a Sour Patch Kid? I don't know. Is this a sour candy?
Is this a lemon?
Or is this? There we go. Is this a lemon? Are you lemon or are you fruit? Is a lemon a fruit? Shut up.
Go ahead.
So nostalgia. Speaking of nostalgia, again. My dad used to always watch How It's Made. Have you ever seen that show?
I don't think so.
Ow.
Was that your jaw cracking?
It was my jaw cracking.
Whoa.
That was not pleasant.
That is not good, I think.
So he would watch How It's Made, and they had really weird music on it. Watch the show, listen to the music. It's really fucking weird.
Okay.
And Nick and I
would make fun of it every time.
Make fun of it every time. And I don't think he actually really cared.
No.
Unless we were interrupting something he wanted to hear. But yeah. There's
like what kind of stuff would they talk about? Like Twinkies or like mechanical stuff?
Everything.
Interesting.
They would do a show And then at the end of the show,
Golly.
sorry. And then at the end of the show, they would say like, let us know what you'd like to see, because they would go to a factory or wherever, show you how something was made. It's not much of a stretch from the name of the show.
Cool.
Yeah.
All this food talk.
I like that show though.
Okay. We'll have to check it out.
You wrote down food injuries.
Yeah, because I had one earlier right before this. I was eating some of those nut thins, and I think it kind of like cracked, and then like I shoved it when I went to try to chew it, and it like shoved up into my gum.
A nut thin is like a cracker, I guess.
Made of nuts, apparently. So I think you can have like almond nut thins, or I think the ones we've gotten are almond with salt or almond nut thins with sea salt. Those are pretty good. So it stabbed
up into your gum?
Yeah. And then I was thinking, I wonder if there are any good food injury stories.
I have that happen to me with tortilla chips sometimes. You'll just bite it wrong and it'll stab up into your gum like a knife, like a little corn knife.
A little shiv or something.
Like, what? Who designed this?
Or you don't chew it enough and then it's too late as you're like trying to claw it back from your esophagus because it's like jabbing you all the way down.
Oh my gosh, like that duck in San Francisco.
I don't remember. Maybe I've blocked that.
You weren't there.
Oh, I thought it was like a video. Sorry.
No, it was a thing that actually happened.
Oh.
I was at the Science Academy or something, and I gave a duck a spicy Dorito, and it swallowed it whole, and I could see it.
Don't do this, children or adults.
I could see it sticking in its neck. The stupid
I'm not
duck.
laughing. I like animals, but damn.
I love ducks. They're so cute, but the stupid idiot didn't bite it or break it. I did not expect him to eat.
I don't think they have teeth.
They do actually. They have little teeth.
Oh yeah, they have
little teeth along their bill.
But when you ever watch them like eat bread, they just go.
All I know is that I thought that dumb bastard was going to crunch up that chip before swallowing it. And he swallows the thing whole like a moron. And then he goes into the lake and starts just chugging water. Probably also because it's spicy.
It's like a cartoon.
I just hadn't thought like, oh, maybe this duck wouldn't want a spicy chip. I just was like, hey, he seems interested in what I'm eating.
He should be able to make his own choices about what he eats.
Yeah, and then he swallows the damn thing whole. And, I mean, I think he was fine. I stayed there for a minute and watched him. I think he got it down, but it was like, you idiot.
You're giving animals too much credit. You got to think about what you hand them because they're just, desperate and they're just going to put anything.
I was little, too. But I just, okay. I saw
because you said you were little. If you were like an adult, I'd be like,
No, in my mind, I was thinking like, oh, he's gonna, crunch it up and eat it, like a normal thing with a brain would do. No, gulps this full-sized tortilla chip. Like think of how big a Dorito is, and imagine swallowing that sucker whole. Stupid idiot. And then I feel bad. You're making me feel bad.
You dumb bastard.
Yeah.
I just love that you're calling a duck a dumb bastard.
You dumb bastard. And ducks are so cute. I love ducks.
I'm sure that duck was cute too.
You got a hair like caught in your eyelashes.
It was fun.
And it's driving me crazy because it's going every time you open your eye or blink. You're good.
Thank you. It made your eyes water.
Yeah, imagining hair being stuck in your eyes.
You're having sympathy weeps.
That was ridiculous. I felt so bad.
You like giving animals spicy snacks.
No, I don't. I gave Charlie a spicy fry once, and he puked. And that was the end of me ever giving him anything spicy. Animals can eat spicy foods.
Sounds like you should have learned from the duck story.
No, I think the biggest problem there is
not chewing.
Is the volume of the food he was trying to eat in one gulp.
So good.
It wasn't good.
It was terrifying.
No, I felt so bad.
Oh, excuse me. I think I need to eat something.
Are you gonna be okay?
I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
SpongeBob Fry Murders.
Give me that. Fig Newtons.
Oh, when you would watch SpongeBob and eat Fig Newtons.
Fig Newtons.
I like Fig Newtons. They're tasty.
Yeah. I liked the strawberry or raspberry ones better.
Oh, my butt.
Yeah. So anytime we went to see my dad after my parents got divorced, and we'd go see him like every other weekend. And basically he was very indulgent, probably because he like felt bad. So we would go shopping after we got into town, into like San Jose or wherever he lived at the time. And we'd go shopping for sugar cereal and Fig Newtons and Pop-Tarts and shit, which was really bad. And then watch In Living Color in the evening, like 10 or something. And
homie, don't play that.
And I liked Men on Film or whatever. And then eat Fig Newtons and all kinds of bad food. And then watch SpongeBob in the morning. I think that was when I first saw SpongeBob, was at my dad's or with my dad. And yeah, we spent a lot of time watching television and going out to movies maybe.
Nice.
It was, but I guess we would do some stuff like we'd go play badminton or play
go
catch
to the beach
or play frisbee
whatever.
or something. Not usually go to the beach because it was a bit far from where we were, but we would like go to the park and play stuff. But then we would watch a lot of TV. Oh, those were the days.
Those were the days.
And he had a weird roommate at one point who would occasionally try to get us to go to church, like on Easter.
Gosh.
Yeah, she was like, Easter isn't just about getting chocolate and, candy. It's about, I don't even think she got that far. And we were like, yep, thanks. Just like, fucking back the fuck off. My dad pays you to live here, not to, he doesn't owe you and we don't owe you, to listen about your friggin' religion.
Oh my
I think she was like a narcissist. I think he said, yeah, I think she's a narcissist, masquerading as like a good Christian.
I think a fair amount of them are.
I think she went and like joined a cult and changed her name to like Moonchild or something.
Oh, goodness.
Thing. Yeah.
Not to judge, but
exactly,
oh my goodness.
But she was that type.
That's not good.
Yeah, so it was nice when he lived on his own after that.
Sorry.
It's fine. Go ahead.
That's good. Good for him for getting out of that.
I think she was an okay roommate. Like she was gone a lot. She was very active and gone a lot, so it was actually fine. And it was just like expensive, I think, to live there. So he had a decent sized like townhouse or something.
But that reminds me of my manager at the tattoo shop was tattooing this lady that was very religious, and she was like, preaching the word and trying to like tell the manager how to live his life. And apparently she had been like a drug addict and like, very overly sexually active with too many people and just kind of like gross, just a gross person. Gross. And then she was trying to preach to him, and he responded with like, I think if you're just a good person, just going through life and trying to do right, like that you'll be fine. And she responds by, you're going to hell.
Wow.
Like, you freaking asshole.
That's awkward mid-tattoo. Like, I really wish we were done now so I could just usher you out the door.
You hypocrite. If either of us is going to hell, it's probably you for just being a crazy psycho all your life. And I would guess that hypocrisy is not something that, if there's a God, that they would look upon fondly. It's silly. Don't be silly.
Don't be. Yeah. I agree. It's just weird because I keep looking at you and the sleeve of this shirt that's hanging up is like, it looks like it's like doing this, like putting its hand on your arm.
Comforting me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I'm just like distracted.
Sorry.
It's fine.
This might be a good transition into Jehovah's Witnesses.
Jehovah's?
Yeah.
Oh, it sounded
Jehovah Bovas.
Yeah, maybe we could save it for another time.
Remember when those Jehovah's came to the door?
No, I wasn't there.
And there was a no soliciting sign.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah, you told me about it.
They came to the door and I was like, they were trying to preach to me, and Charlie was there barking at them, barking his freaking head off. They were oblivious to that.
That is warranted. I mean, that's because they are pushy.
Like, if your dog's freaking out, or if somebody's dog is freaking out, go to a different house. Just say, I'm sorry to bother you.
Yeah.
Clearly clearly your animal's freaking out. I'm going to leave. But they just stood there and were like making jokes and being obnoxious. And I don't want to make
a blanket statement because there probably are Jehovah's Witnesses or Church of Latter-day Saints people who would say, you know what, who would be like that. Yeah. But unfortunately, those guys were just dicks and had an ego like, we have every right to be, no, I've had fucking mission.
Yeah, I've had Jehovah's Witnesses come, to the house before that were fine and perfectly respectful and nice. But these two dinguses came up to the door and were just oblivious from the start. And so I was getting irritated and I pointed to the no soliciting sign. I was like, do you guys see this no soliciting sign? And I was trying to be nice, even though I was irritated. And they were like, oh, like the guy behind scoffed. And the guy in front was like, we're not soliciting, we're not selling anything. And I was like, yeah, I'm not interested.
It's kind of like, I mean, unfortunately, I guess if you're taking it literally, that's your loophole. But it's kind of like don't bother us.
Yeah.
If you don't have a reason to be here, we don't want what you're selling.
We're nicely trying to say, go away.
You're trying to buy my soul or sell me I don't know. Yeah. But it's just kind of like, it's kind of a polite term for don't knock on our door. Yeah. So unfortunately, then that means I got to go out and get a more custom sign, or specific sign saying no Jehovah's Witnesses or no religious persons. Don't religiously solicit to me.
Don't knock on the door unless it's an emergency or you're a neighbor with a question
or a family member or you have a real purpose
or a friend. If you're trying to push your religion, I mean, you shouldn't need a specialized sign.
I mean, I just think that people know that those religious groups are out there. If you don't know by now, so if you're really interested, you'll come. I guess they must still have some degree of success doing the door-to-door thing, but I think for the most part, they just get doors slammed in their faces.
It's a little bit like advertising milk. Who doesn't know about the existence of milk? Mm-hmm. You know those commercials? Like, brought to you by the farmers of California. It's like, we know about milk.
Except you're more like advertising enemas because I don't think anyone really wants it. And if they did,
Wait, what? I feel like I missed
enemas,
something. What about enemas?
They're advertising enemas because people want to drink milk. Do people really want enemas? No, they go out and they get them if they need them. Kind of like religion.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that analogy, but you can have that opinion.
I'm just saying.
I'm sure some people turn
milk.
to religion.
People want milk in their cereal, like most people. That's why I was just saying it's maybe not a great analogy because, I mean, I wasn't really saying that. It was more like I was trying to inject some humor. You kind of ruined it. It's fine.
It went over my head.
You ruined it.
It went over around my head.
So it's like a less pleasant product that, I don't know, only certain people feel they need. Everyone wants milk. Not everyone, clearly, but a lot of people want milk.
My analogy was just saying that who doesn't know it exists?
I think there are people who don't know, like, Jehovah's Witnesses exist or Church of Latter-day Saints, but
who doesn't know that? I mean, isn't that basically just a spin-off of Christianity?
It's not a show. I think they would definitely take issue with that because they probably think that regular other Christians are going to hell.
Isn't Catholicism a spin-off of Christianity?
I really feel
pissing people off? I don't mean to piss anybody off.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, aren't they like a
derivatives of each other?
Yes. Derivative
like
of each other.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Aren't they though?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, if you think about it for 2 seconds, even if you're offended out there, I don't want to offend you.
Well,
even if
I think it's okay. I think it's okay to offend if you're always going to offend somebody, but I don't want to, like insult. Like we don't want to insult or needlessly or mindlessly, like, make thoughtless comments, which we've already probably done. Your thing about spin-off.
I have no desire to offend anybody.
But if it happens, it happens.
Really just the extreme ones that are like crazy. And like crazy lady that was living La Vida Loca before she decided to turn.
And then being all judgerific.
Yeah, and then being a judgy bitch.
Decided to turn.
Which isn't better than her previous life.
Yeah.
You're just as horrible of a person. Yeah. I'm sorry.
That's just down to the person. Like slap a different label on you, but you're still
a bag.
A narcissistic or whatever. You're still just a bitch.
A bag of crap.
First you were a meth bitch or a slut bitch. Then you were a religious bitch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say slut because that sounds like, someone who is sexualized can't, that's like a bad thing. But, she was clearly mired in her addictions or whatever. But
getting around a lot, being gross, and doing drugs and, then you can't be judging people. I mean, it's fine if you want to live that life, but then don't try to be all like, I'm holier than thou. I'm going to heaven and you're not. Like, really?
What about all that stuff you did?
Yeah.
Well, I did this thing, or I got baptized or whatever, so it wipes it all away. Are you sure?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the biggest problem I have with religions is it's like this, I can be forgiven. It's like, no, like
without like making some real amends or
change in your life. Try to actually like be a better person instead of just being forgiven for being an asshole
or just
every
like
day.
Going through the motions. Like I go to church every week and I believe in God, so that makes it okay. But are you a good person? Are you like helping people who are maybe in the same situation as you? But no, you're just being like a judgy bitch. So like I don't think that's what God would want.
No, aren't you not supposed to judge other people?
I don't know. There's probably something in there like that.
Judge not, want not.
No.
Ye be judged. I don't know. But my friend and I were riding motorcycles around and we parked in one spot next to each other. And this vehicle parks next to us while we are in whatever store or whatever. We come out, the person isn't there, the vehicle's there, and they're really, really, really close to his bike. Like practically on it, over the line. And so he has to kind of finagle to get his bike out of there. And he writes in the dust on their window, "Thanks a lot, Richard," which I thought was funny.
Is his name Richard? How did he know his name?
Richard Dick.
Oh.
I just thought it was funny.
It was funny.
And the car had a whole bunch of religious stickers on it. I mean, whether or not that was from a previous buyer or from your parent, but I mean, I'm just going to assume that it's the owner of the vehicle that is parking like a Richard.
Or maybe just like a doofus. Some people just don't know how
to drive.
To park. It's weird. One of my coworkers like would park in this one spot, and she's like, this lady who I think works at the mall parks next to me every day, and she's always skewed over to the left of the line, like really close to my car. And, she, I don't know, was like lopsided vision or something, like could not, so like every day she just couldn't, she didn't know how to park. Maybe she walks with a lean. She's always walking in circles or something. You
driving in
stop
circles.
Trying to eat your lower mustache. What do you call that? Your chin stash?
Soul patch?
Yeah.
I was scratching my lip with
my teeth. You just keep doing it and then it like pops up and it's kind of funny.
Stop it.
All right. Sorry.
Stop.
All right, I think I need to eat something.
No, let's keep talking.
I need to eat.
What else do we have?
I want to eat. I'm gonna eat. No, I'm done. I'm done.
At my grandparents' house.
I don't care about your dumb grandparents. I'm just kidding.
That's so
I'm just
rude.
kidding. You know I don't mean it.
You're really weird right now. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to judge you, but you were being super, super weird.
We don't have
Is
time.
it better when I've got my hand on your hand?
No. We need to go.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go.
Wait, let's do our... What are we going to close?
Pick your nose first. Be sure to pick your nose
Don't judge
first.
me. You just apologize for judging me.
I am sorry.
Okay, guys. We'll see you next time. See you on the other side, Ray.
Catch you on the flippity dip, you bunch of dippity dips.
Just insulting our listeners. Insulting them. Get your finger out of my ass.
No.
Oh. Boop.